Like a little music with your meal, Tuco?
Music? Yes, it's very good. Very good for the digestion.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
You know, we're always quickest to doubt people who have a reputation for being honest.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Could be a monkey or a orangutan.
A bald monkey? Is he a pig? He sure eats like one.
It's the Al Travis Show, and I actually love having our next guest on. She's Senator Heather Gustafson. Senator, it seems so long ago that you were on last. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but oh my. So much stuff goes on in 2 weeks in the state of Minnesota. And we can go over all the same stuff everybody's talking about. The governor, Senator Klobuchar gets in the race for governor. And that's since you were on with me last. I don't think there's a surprise there, right? I mean, okay, she was going to be in. We've kind of pretty much known that for a while. Yeah. And then and this is why I'm so happy to have you on, I sit here thinking that's a done deal. I sit here thinking, okay, she's in. Everyone else is going to figure out where they want to play. It was kind of like when Walz was deciding originally, right? Is he going to get in or not? When he got in, everybody decided. Then he gets out. We got to redecide. Senator Klobuchar gets in. But I don't think it's over. And I want to discuss your side if you're willing to. Because on my side, let's just say the Republicans say, I don't know, 14 people still in this bad boy. I think caucuses tonight, in my opinion, will eliminate at least half of those. They're going to go and find out what people are really saying and doing, and I just believe we'll probably lose about half. Then you and I can beat my side up a little bit on that other side. But here's, if you're okay with this. So Amy Klobuchar gets in, Senator Klobuchar gets in. Okay. I'm thinking that's done. And then, I want to say it was last weekend, maybe it was the weekend before, I see this thing on the X about getting Aaron May Quaid in, I don't know, draft EMQ or whatever. But basically, it's a far left group, evidently, that say, hey, Senator Klobuchar works too tightly with those other guys. We're not friends of that. We want Aaron May Quaid in. I've interviewed her. I enjoy Aaron May Quaid, by the way. I've had her on the other show. And then I'm thinking, really? Do they think it's two things. Either they're trying to pull Klobuchar to come a little further left, right? Don't play so nice with those other guys. Get over here with us. Or they're serious about Aaron May Quaid, which is nothing wrong with her, by the way. But is there going to actually be a competition for your nomination on the left? I'm stunned.
Okay, so first of all, I think that Aaron May Quaid is maybe highly underestimated. She is super smart, really smart. She is an excellent communicator. And I think she gets beat up a lot by your side of the aisle because she's so progressive, and she's unabashedly so. She has no apologies about it. Yep. And I think a lot of people, including myself, really appreciate somebody who's got conviction, right? They don't.
Can I pause you quick? I liken her to Wellstone. I met Wellstone. I was on his bus when he was first going around. Wellstone and I would not vote on anything. I loved Wellstone because of his passion. That's where I like Aaron May Quaid as well. We don't agree. But you know what? She does, and she wants to do it for the best of Minnesotans. She's good, though. I like her to Wellstone. I hope she doesn't think that's a bad thing if she's listening today. That's how I like her, because she is that convinced of her convictions. Go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I think that that's well appreciated. I think that, as far as I know, she had nothing to do with that. She doesn't know anything about that. I think she's got a lot of people who really admire her and look up to her, and rightfully so. She kind of is one of those, after working with her for a while now, one of the things I notice about her is that she is really excellent at saying the things that a lot of people are thinking. And she does it in such a way that it's really eloquent. Anyways, I'm saying all of that because she has quite a following on social media, and she is well respected in many different circles, especially on those who are progressive. They're watching what's happening right now in our state, in our country, and they like somebody who can just say the things that they're thinking and they're screaming at their TV at home. So, and all of that, I think she'd be an excellent leader, whatever she chooses to do. She's really smart. That being said, I know your side loves a good Dem to disarray story, but that's not happening.
Not even disarray, but I think you and I talked about this. I forget when I talk so much. I think the difference between sides is your side is very well organized. We'll wait for the governor to see if he wants his third trip before we all jump in. He jumped in, we'll all figure our stuff out. He gets out, we all waited for Senator Klobuchar, right? Because it was hers to grab if she wanted it, and we all wait. You don't have to look very hard to the other side, my side, and say, 22 people and one person we don't even know who he is have gotten into the race because they had the $50 to get in or whatever it cost.
Yeah.
We're different that way. And the difference being is these 15, I think it is, are going to now beat each other up for the better part of the summer to get to the one. And that one will then have the opportunity to go against Senator Klobuchar, for all of 10 weeks or whatever that is. It's the way we do things. Your side is, hey, unless you got something to say Amy's not it, we're going to go with Amy. And Amy has the entire, Amy, we're so tight. Senator Klobuchar has the entire summer to spend running. It's different. And I'm telling you, I'm impressed with your other side because you've won for the last 30 flipping years, right? Maybe my side doesn't work so well. It might sound pretty, but it doesn't work so well. It might be your
policies, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it's your people. I think it's your policy.
I never thought of that. Interesting call. Interesting take. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Okay, now you make me cry a little bit because that was funny. Okay, could be policies as well, but my point is just the difference in the way we do this is interesting. So if you were, and I'm not saying you're wrong, if you were to have an interesting race for the summer, let's say it's Aaron McQuaid or whoever the others, whoever, if there was an interesting race to go between now and the primary, I would find that fascinating. I do think it would help the Republicans as well. And of course, we still have our bad policy, so we're still being held back. But I think that would make it interesting. Am I crazy for that? I mean, it would be more fun.
Well, I think, that's what we need. We need politics to be treated like a reality show. No, thank you. I think that.
What do you think I do for a living, Heather? Oh, Senator Gustafson, what do you think?
Right. No, I get it. I think anybody who wants to run can run. Because Amy Klobuchar is announced does not mean that no other Democrat can announce. But the thing is, the reason why they're unlikely to is because they know how strong she is. And you guys know how strong she is, right?
Oh, no, this upset our apple cart.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, and I'm not trying to rip the governor, but if the governor had stayed in, it's blood in the water, a shark analogy, we thought there was a real chance. First, it was a third term. It was nothing more than third term, there's a chance. Then you have the fraud and all that. We really thought there was an opportunity here. That's why everybody got in. It's the governor's job, right? We wanted. I get our side. But on yours, it's interesting to me in that it just seems to be saying that one person's going to go for governor. One person's going to go for this. There is the two people racing for the Senate seat, which I find interesting. And we can talk about that on the other side if you don't mind. Can we do that?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right. Senator Heather Gustafson on there. She literally just told me to my face, it's because we have bad policy. I think that is hilarious. I'm trying to make it all about numbers. And she's like, well, maybe it's just your policy. We'll be back after this with more. Senator Heather Gustafson.
At LGH Wealth Management, our mission is to create financial empowerment through independent, personalized, and authentic financial planning. That means meeting you where you are and helping you get where you want to go. Whether you're a business owner planning for growth, succession, or a future sale, or a hardworking individual looking to get ahead, reduce stress, and tackle life's financial challenges, we're here to help. From retirement planning and investment management to tax-efficient strategies, estate planning, and risk management, LGH Wealth delivers comprehensive guidance you can trust. Call LGH Wealth Management today at 507-525-7324. That's 507-525-7324. Securities offered through J.W. Cole Financial Incorporated, JWC, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through J.W. Cole Advisors Incorporated, JWCA. Lubeck Geisler Ham Wealth Management Incorporated and JWC JWCA are unaffiliated entities.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
I've got our Senator Heather Gustafson talking all things politics here in the Minnesota, and if I can just get her to lay aside the lack of good quality product that the Republicans are putting out, we'll still have some good conversation here today. Let's talk the Senate side of things. Again, Michelle Tafoya gets in, which I think really ratchets things up, changes things on the Republican side, and we can talk about that if you want. But I think the real action is going on with the Democratic side with Tina Smith, Senator Smith, and she just endorsed Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, over Representative Angie Craig. And the reason I say this is now people are, Congressman Phillips comes out and said, hey, wait a minute. They both jumped on me when I was mentioning that we needed a different person in than Biden. So he's throwing his support to Angie Craig. And now all of a sudden there seems to be a fist fight for that job. And I find that interesting. Your thoughts on, well, and I say that I was mentioning this about a month ago. Peggy Flanagan, Lieutenant Governor Flanagan, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to be brought up in all the rest of the state stuff, like Walz is being held accountable and the commissioners and people who voted for policies that, lead down this way. For whatever reason, Peggy Flanagan has, a free pass might be the wrong word, but doesn't seem to be hit by it. And I said, you guys wait. If it gets tight, Angie Craig will do this. Angie Craig's going to have to tire that to try to bring it. Well, Peggy Flanagan set out some reports of polling she did. She's up by 13, 14 percentage points. It's a runaway. And then Tina Smith throws her support towards her, which she swore she wouldn't do. This is getting good. Give us the inside skinny. What's going on? Why is everybody jumping teams? I'm loving this.
I mean, so first of all, I don't know any of the strategy of either of these candidates. So I don't have anything like inside scoop or anything. I would just say that I'm going to guess by, because this has played out a few times. It was Walz and Murphy and all, down there. I'm going to guess that one is playing the endorsement strategy and one's going with the primary strategy. Right. And if you're going to go with the endorsement strategy, you're going to want to have, right before caucus, you're going to want to have like a big endorsement. You're going to want to have like those good poll numbers. And if you're playing the long game and going for the primary, then you're going to want to have strong financial reports, and you're going to want to be spending maybe time out in other places. And so that's my guess, right? Yeah. One's going with the endorsement strategy and one's going with the primary strategy.
Well, I know you're tight enough because I presume you're all in on this call, but this is what the rest of us are thinking. When I point at the rest of us, just me. Mm-hmm. So you get the governor to be Senator Klobuchar. She becomes governor. Her seat opens up. This is where the games come in. There are parts of my side that say she's just going to give it to Walz. He said he won't run again, but he wouldn't have to run. He just gets appointed to the Senate seat. I think that would make a lot of people mad. However, if you look at both Tina Smith and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan, one of them won't make it out, right? One of them is going to get out at some point, and you say, don't worry about it. You can be the senator after that. This could be a huge chess play that the rest of us aren't even paying attention to. You hearing that? Yeah, I know you are. They're telling you that stuff, right?
I've heard people bring that up a lot too. I've heard people with some crazy theories about who they think that senator could be if Amy wins governor, which I think she will. So, I don't know.
Doesn't that make it more fun? Would your side be okay with that if you just appoint one of them? If that just makes, is that cool?
I mean, I don't know, right? I'm sure lots of these conversations will be happening as soon as election day is over, right? Yeah. If it goes one way or the other, right? But I would just say that, I think it's fun for us to pick. I know there's a lot of fun with all sorts of things, like who's going to be LG, who's going to get the Senate, all of this fun stuff. I don't know. I would imagine, they could. I could also see a path forward where people are, nope, this is a placeholder until the next election. The person who wins should run and win the seat. There's that. That's a possibility, or that's a choice. I don't know.
Let me ask you something.
Always too, I will just point this out because I notice this all the time. People always it's still proof though that people know 10 names in politics. And then whenever an opening is out there, they're like, well, it's got to be this person. Like that, just because that person, like Al Franken is not going to be the appointee, right? Like
I saw that somebody
Yeah.
did a meme that he'd be great at. It's like Al Franken's going to pull out of his life to sit here and be a placeholder for 2 years. I think he's got other things. No, I agree with you 100%. One last topic for you, because I believe this is all you've got to been thinking about. I think there was a real time, and before the ICE incident, if whatever that was, a month ago, that the fraud was going to be your deal. You're the one carrying the bill to get the independent inspector general thing going. And I'm thinking there's no one going to vote against it this year. You're going to get it passed. Yeah. I don't know if I feel that anymore. It seems like the wind's out of that sail. Am I right? Are we going to be able to see your bill get through?
I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of fraud prevention bills go forward. I hope. I mean, it's still my plan to try to get it passed out of the House. It was a great bill. It's an independent office. It's all the things that we say we want when we're fighting fraud, right? But
you couldn't get it passed. That was my point. It didn't. Not you. You got 60. Yes, 60. For folks who know 60, everybody was on this thing, but you couldn't even get it to be heard on the House side. Can they, after all we've seen and all the press and all the rest about the fraud, the number going up to 18 billion, I don't know what it's going to be. Is there not one or two Democrats will say, okay, let's just do this bad boy? Are we not feeling that kind of momentum? It has to be, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think, what is all engulfing in our communities right now is this complete federal overreach that is just, it's absorbing everything, our small businesses, our schools, our families, everything, right? So, but, we are smart and capable people who can do that, who can take care of our communities and work on our bills as well. So we are working on some stuff. Again, my goal is to get the OIG passed through the House. I'm not in the House, so I have no control over the committee hearings, but we're going to keep applying pressure. We're going to keep talking to people. We'll still work with people.
Who's a rep on your side with that bill? Do you know someone that is co-sponsoring it or whatever that we could get on the program and say, hey?
Yeah, Matt Norris is somebody I would probably reach out to. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had him on, but
I have not for forever.
Yeah.
No, but that would be something we could do to help, because we like the bill. We think the bill absolutely has to get passed. It doesn't go back and fix what might have gone out the door, but maybe we can stop from here on out. And I think that can go somewhere. I hope it does. Other than that, what is it that Senator Heather Gustafson thinks she can get done in the next session? We're talking gun control at one time. We're talking gun control, and I don't even know if that comes up now.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I have carried gun violence prevention bills. I've passed them. It's really difficult. It's hard. I mean, we're going to try because it's important, especially after the kids were murdered at a Catholic church.
And the Hoffmans and the Hortmans, I really thought that was going to be the number one thing for a long time.
Yeah. So we're going to work on that. That is a priority. I'm also working on stuff that's maybe not as exciting, but I think people will appreciate property tax relief bill and more public safety funding for cities, counties, and tribal nations. So it's a bonding bill. Do you have something in your district you're actually going for? Do you have something on that list off the top of your head? It's a trail. Yeah, we're going for a trail in Venice Heights. We're also going for a trail in Circle Pines. There's a really great, I'll say very quickly, there's a really great trail that starts in the north, or like Two Harbors, Minnesota, I believe, and then goes all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. And there is one part of the trail that is not connected for like a mile and a half, and it runs right through my district. So we're trying to finish. We're the ones that are ruining it for everybody there. So
I don't want to be a trail guy, but can't you just get like 50, 60 people to walk back and forth on that and pat down the woods or something? I mean, I don't know how that works. All right, well, let's hope you get your stuff done. I love having you on, Senator. I've told you this, and I always do. You're always honest with me, and that thing about not having good policy made me laugh out loud, and I appreciate you for that. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
See you in 2 weeks when you're back to work. Fair enough? Back to work. Yeah. All right. We'll see you. Senator Heather Gustafson on the Al Travis Show.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters proudly presents Guys and